What's up guys, Bryce here, and we're back at it again for another video. And in this video, we have my first ever race in the Formula 3 car, the Dallara Formula 3 car in iRacing. And this is probably going to be one of my last videos in terms of doing this style of video, where I pretty much just save the replay and then do a commentate afterwards, just because I want to focus more on doing live races, in terms of either doing a live stream or like actual live commentary with a face cam and everything. I think that's the best option for the future. But I did record this race and save the replay because it was my first ever open wheel race, and man, this car is a lot of fun, and this track is a lot of fun too. This is Silverstone, the legacy version. It's a very old version of this track, and I had to learn this track and adapt as quickly as I could in my first, I don't know, hour or so of practice. So we qualified in second place with a 31.8, and the guy in pole got around like a 31.2, so low 31s is what he got. And we got a really good start. I was trying to defend from the guy from P3, and yeah, we are using the Alpine livery. I am working on a Evolution Racing livery, but it's taken me quite a while as I'm being more patient with it, and with me heading back to school as well. I'm just trying to find as much time as I can to grow the channel, and hopefully you all understand that. But yeah, I'm going to be doing a lot more live streams. I'm going to try to set up some sort of live stream schedule, as well as doing live commentary. So this is actually the last week in terms of the F3 car, and probably going to have to wait another week until we can get a new season going. So I might do some of the like fun events they have going on. But they are adding a couple new tracks. They're adding, I think it's pronounced Ashlenberg. I'm not sure I pronounced that. That track is a really fun track. I really enjoy that track from Project Cars 2. I know a lot of people don't like it. I think it is a amazing track. This track, Silverstone, this specific version, and Silverstone in general, and all tracks are very hard to master, just because you can place the car in so many positions. You can brake just a little bit later, a little bit sooner, and there's so many different racing lines and techniques that you can use to gain time. So this is still all a learning curve and learning process for me. The reason why this car is so fun for me, and the reason why I decided to get into an open wheel car, is because throughout my whole sim racing career, I've always driven open wheel cars. When I raced in all the F1 games back to like 2006 was my first F1 game, but I didn't play it until like 2013, and then I got into the F1 games. And then my first ever, and I think we have a little bit of oversteer there, you can see, my first ever GT experience was in Project Cars, and I played that in about 2017, I think, and then I got iRacing in 2020. So between 2020 and now, I've been driving a bunch of GT cars, and then this is when I'm finally able to get back into an open wheel car, which is what I pretty much grew up driving on the sim, of course. So I definitely, and of course I've done tons of open wheel stuff in Assetto Corsa on my free time, and I found myself doing a lot of open wheel Assetto Corsa, you know, the Formula Hybrid mods and stuff, but nothing in iRacing. So I was like, you know what, let's just dive into this open wheel world in iRacing, and that's what we're doing. The closest thing I got to it before was the Radical, which was tons of fun, especially with the new Radical SR10, which is the new model that came out, the new car that came out in iRacing. But yeah, I think the Dallara F3 car is an awesome car. It's a bit of an old car. I'm definitely late to the party, as I just bought it recently. Has some pretty cool camera angles here with this camera pack that I do have, but open wheel cars are a lot of fun. They really are a lot of fun. You just need to be very precise, smooth, and the brakes are very good. And really, I'm just kind of learning the track. I was trying to follow the lines from the car ahead. It worked out pretty decent, but I did make a few mistakes. So going into this right-hander here, and we'll come approach it here. I don't know these corners' names. I should. But this corner here, I kind of drift out wide a bit, as you can see, and he takes more of an arced line going down to the front straight, and then we're going to approach Stowe. This version of the track, the start line, is right before Stowe, so it's the old pit lane, and then we're going to approach the fast right-hander here, bring you on board of a lap So turn 1, I brake going into turn 1, but after looking at telemetry and looking at some other people's data, you can actually lift and go through there completely okay. So I'm going to be trying that next time around. Then we have Maggots and Beckett's complex here. Taking as much curb as you can. I could have definitely taken more, and this is all about the exit onto the hangar straight. So the exit is really crucial. We're not getting much of a slipstream from the car in front because we're kind of far. We're 1.1 seconds behind, so we want to be a bit closer to get that slipstream. So we're not getting any now. You can see our last lap time was a 140.6, and he's doing a 130. That does not look right at all, actually. I don't know why we have a 140.6, but I think that should be a 132.6. I don't know, but that lap time does not look right on the timings. And then we have a really fast right-hander here, and you can actually use all the track on the outside there and then come back onto the track. Maybe next lap the timings will update, but definitely not getting 140s. I don't know why that was showing. Alpine livery looks great. You can find this on Trading Paints as well as some other paint schemes as well. And a lot of fast corners. And this car looks great. The car looks great. It feels good. And I'm going to be super excited. Definitely for the next season, I'm going to try to do all the races and fight for that championship in terms of the iRacing officials. This is a cool camera angle. The underneath of the car, you can see the floor and all of the mechanics. All of the, what's that called? All of the mechanical grip basically doing its thing. Go a little wide there on the curb. A little bit of oversteer. But yeah, I was actually in first in the Radical championship, and then kind of just life caught up to me, and I wasn't able to compete in a lot of the other races because I went on vacation, and that kind of just ruined the chances. But I'm really going to try to stick it in and hold it out for the F3 championship open series, because I am using a custom setup as I'm trying to learn the setups as well. And you can see the helmet that was custom made for me about a few months ago. I love it. You can check out that video. I think I have a video on it. It might be just like a racing video. In the beginning I spoke on it. But this right-hander is really tricky because you're approaching it at such a high speed, and you want to carry as much speed as you can, but also not travel a ridiculous amount of distance by going really far on the curb. So all about compromise, all about balance. This right-hander, you can take it flat out, but I do lift a little bit so I don't throw off the entry for this corner, because if you don't get a good entry, you can't have a good exit, and an exit is really crucial out of a corner. Really easy on the gas here. In this corner here, you don't want to drift out too wide, but I'm just fooling around with lines here, trying to see if I should make it a double apex or just a single smooth sweeping line through the corner. So I think the timings has finally updated. So you can see last lap I had a 132.0 and he had a 131.9. So I'm just losing about a couple tenths a lap, and maybe from mistakes half a second, because I did make a few mistakes, and he was able to pull a 4-second gap, which is pretty good. And I totally know that I have the pace to be there. It's just practice and you know, just finding the right technique. So this is the last lap here. It's about a 18 lap race. It is an 18 lap race, so I would say that's half hour maybe. So it's not a terribly long race, but it does give you a lot of time to make up positions if you're in that position where you need to pass cars, and it definitely gives you a good time to get a good lead if you are a lot quicker, like the guy in P1. So last lap here, I think we go a little wide here, which is what I've seen the fast guys do. So I'm sort of following their line and just trying to learn as much as I can from these quicker guys so I can get faster myself. I did have the highest I rating in this race, I think. So I've been kind of hovering around 4.2k for a bit, just trying to be consistent. And through this last corner here, you're going to see a lot of oversteer, and the back end was just being very not kind to me through the last few corners and last lap. And we're going to come across the line to finish this race in second. So can't complain for the first ever race in the F2 car, P2. And this track is fun. This track is really a lot of fun. Compared to the new Silverstone, tough to say which I like better, because this one is very fun. I think it's the layout that I like better. This layout is really cool. It's very fast, and a bit shorter than the normal Silverstone. The normal Silverstone can be, I don't want to say boring, but there are a lot of big straights, but it's a fun track. But that's going to be it for me. Hopefully you guys do enjoy I'm gonna try to do face cams as much as I can because I do feel like those just make the videos a little bit more interesting when you can actually see me and it feels like you have an actual connection. You can see me and the person behind the camera or behind the screen, as you can say. But that's gonna be it. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. Check out my website in the description, brycesolution.com. Free coaching. Actually, that's wrong. Not free anymore. It was free, but you can check out coaching down in the description below my website. Join the Discord as well, and I'll see you in the next video, guys. Bye-bye.